It's me, Mario.
Hello everyone! I'm the Mighty Blues, and welcome to the bonus video of Super Mario 64. This video is going to be covering a lot of information that is not included in the Nintendo Switch release of Super Mario 64, the version that I played for this, well, Let's Play. I'm also going to be covering some information that happens when you get all 120 stars. Now, before we cover all of that, let's actually start here on the title screen, as there's a lot of stuff here that I have yet to show off. For one, if you use the right stick, you can actually move Mario around, and by pressing A or B, you'll pull out a little hand. You can actually use this hand to change Mario's face. You can grab and pull and do all that stuff. All you need to do in order to do this is just hold the A button, and if you want to hold a part of Mario's body in place, you just hold R. And that allows you to morph Mario's face. And you can morph a lot of parts of his body. You can morph his ears, you can morph his nose, you can morph his cheeks, I guess technically his mustache. You can also morph his hat. You can do some fun things with it. Additionally, I want to show what happens if you press the L button on the title screen. Or ZL, I should say. I guess that would technically be Z on the N64 version. Yeah, it creates this nightmare fuel. It just creates a bunch of copies of Mario's face. Fun fact, I did not know you could do this until last week. I was just recording the game, decided to mess around in my spare time on this screen, and accidentally pressed ZL, and that happened. I've been playing for Mario 64 for over 20 years, and I had no idea you could do that. Moving on to the game itself, I want to actually show one of the things that happens when you collect 120 stars. This cannon that was outside Peach's castle is now open. What happens if we use it and we shoot to the roof of the castle? I'm sure we'll get a reward for collecting all the stars. So up here, we've got a number of things. We've got a wing cap, we've got a couple one-ups, we also have Yoshi! Hey buddy, how you doing? Mario, is that really you? It's been so long since our last adventure. They told me that I might see you if I waited here, but I'd just about given up hope. Is it true? Have you really beaten Bowser and restored the stars of the castle? And saved the princess? I knew you could do it. Now I have a very special message for you. Thanks for playing Super Mario 64. This is the end of the game, but not the end of the fun. We want you to keep on playing, so we have a little something for you. We hope you like it. Enjoy! The Super Mario 64 team. Your reward for collecting all 120 stars is every time you boot up the game, you can go talk to Yoshi. And upon doing so, he will grant you 100 lives. This is important, as when Mario reaches 100 lives, he gets a special ability. When you do a triple jump, Mario will grant sparkles. This actually makes him invincible during his triple jump, meaning you can kill enemies with this. You can actually kill enemies with his triple jump now. Now, when he loses his 100 lives, so let's say I were to die and go down to 99 lives, he won't get this power anymore. You can only get this when collecting 100 stars. I love this. It just allows you to basically become God and just obliterate all the enemies around you. It's so much fun. Also, fun fact, this part of the castle doesn't have collision. So you can just run in between there. I think also back here, it's the same thing. There's no collision. Nope, there's no collision. I love that. Now there's one other thing that I want to mess around with while outside. So what we're going to do is I'm going to grab the wing cap, and I actually am going to head down here. I want to get in the cannon, as this will help make things a little bit easier. I don't actually know if this is possible to do on the Switch version. I'm trying this out for myself. So I may have to show this in the N64 part. But basically what I want to do is I want to go up here. And, if I can actually, I think I made it. There we go! Okay, yes, so you can do it in the Switch release. Yeah, so for some reason, the collision's really weird on that part of the castle. And if you run into that, you can actually clip through the castle and get it stuck. Okay, so you don't actually get stuck. You can you can run out of that. Interesting. Okay, yeah, so basically what that happened, when that happens, you're essentially stuck in that door frame. If you try to enter through the door, it just takes you to the other side of the, well, door. But you're still stuck in that limbo. Apparently, I didn't know this, apparently you can get out of it just by colliding with the walls. That's good to know. Also, yes, 100 is the cap that Mario can have when it comes to lives. I want to try that again, because as you can see, I'm very low on health. I want to know what happens if you die while in there. Yeah, this is something that I've very much known about in the N64, or in Mario 64, and I always like to do this whenever I 100% the game, just because I think it's fun. But I never see what happens if you die in that weird void, so I want to try it. Nope, okay. Sometimes it doesn't work. I don't know why. I honestly don't know what makes Mario collide in there, so... sometimes I will fail at this. It's fine, though. Let's see if I do it nice and slow. Okay, so it looks like he's actually going through the wall, but... Oh, God. Okay, well... That's fine, I guess. I was able to show it off. I wouldn't be surprised if you don't actually get stuck in there. You just die outside. But yeah, that is one of the things I wanted to show, is you can get stuck in that doorway. I love fun little glitches like that. And it makes Mario 64 such an interesting adventure to me. It's just being able to know all these little glitches. But that's not the only thing that changes when you collect all 120 stars. Let's head back to Cool Cool Mountain. And I selected the wrong star. I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. Let's do Big Penguin Race. This is the star that we need to do. Now, let's go talk to our old penguin buddy. See how he's been doing. He got fat! That's a big old boy! That's a heckin' chonker right there! Yeah, this penguin got real damn big. Mario, what's up, pal? I haven't been on the slide lately, so I'm out of shape. Still, I'm always up for a good race, especially against an old sledding buddy. What do you say? Ready, set, go! Oh god! I had a hiccup and a burp at the same time the second I did that. Yeah, so you can re-race the penguin. You don't get any reward for this. There's no power star or anything. Basically, this is the same race as before, just a little bit harder because the penguin is twice as big now. This is a big boy. He's such a big boy and I love him. And of course I failed the slide. It's fine though. It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, that's pretty much all the differences that happen when you collect all 120 stars. That's all that I wanted to show for the Switch version of Mario 64. So let's jump on over to the N64 release and talk about a few extra details. Okay, now that I've transitioned over to the N64 version, I'm able to show a couple more things about the game. So, let's actually start inside the castle, shall we? Alright, now that we're in the N64 version, there's a couple extra oddities that I'd like to show in Mario 64. They're not really anything all that extravagant, but they're just fun little things that I'd like to talk about. First off, I mentioned earlier in the Let's Play that there was a secret to this staircase. It's not really much of a secret, it's more of just a funny glitch that I like to show off. If you actually jump up here, Mario can just straight up clip through the stairs. Yeah, for some reason they removed the collision right here, so Mario can just straight up clip through the stairway. I want to actually see if I can do it again. There we go. Yep, Mario can just straight clip through the stairs. Don't know why he can do that, but he can. The next thing that I want to show off is something that most people know about when you ask them about Mario 64. And that's something known as a backwards long jump, or BLJ. Essentially what the backwards long jump is, it's actually a speedrunning tactic, where you do a long jump, and you change Mario's trajectory so he's jumping backwards. This is something that's not difficult to do. Basically, you do this. That's a backwards long jump. But the technique itself requires you to do it on a staircase, and if you time your jumps correctly and make it so that Mario essentially does a backwards long jump on each individual stair, he will be able to clip through walls. So if I can actually show this off, I'm not the best at it, so bear with me. So basically, this is what you just need to do. You just need to do a backwards long jump and just time your jumps accordingly, so that way you can actually long jump. There we go! There we go! You get the idea, but I wasn't able to do it well enough, so I want to see if I can actually try it again. There we go! Okay, yep, there we go! I did it! Yeah, so that right there, that is a BLJ. You can actually use this to clip through that door, making it so that you don't need to collect 50 stars in order to get in here. Additionally, this same technique works on the endless staircase, so you don't need to collect 70 power stars in order to fight Bowser. And of course, I try it again and I fail. Again, I'm not the best at it. This is why I don't feel like I should be a Mario 64 speedrunner, because I'm very bad at the BLJ. Honestly, I have attempted to do Mario 64 speedruns, but the most I'm able to do is a 32-star run, which really isn't all that impressive. And honestly, all that run requires is just for you to do the BLJ. So as long as you can do the BLJ, you can do a 32-star speedrun. Which, I mean, I guess is somewhat impressive, because, again, you need 50 power stars just to get into the previous room. And being able to beat the game with only 32 stars is, I guess, impressive, but to someone who's well aware of speedruns, it's not. Again, the reason why I wanted to pull up the N64 version of Mario 64 instead of the Switch version is the Switch version is actually a updated copy of this game. There was an updated release of Mario 64 that is most of the re-releases of this game are said version, and in that one they have patched that little hole on the spiral staircase, and they've also removed the BLJ. I have attempted to do the backwards long jump on the Switch release. It does not work, so I wanted to show off the N64 release of the game just so that way you could see what it actually is. I want to actually see if I can do it a little bit better. There we go! That was a good BLJ! That's what it's supposed to be right there! That was a good one. That was a good one. I liked that one. Now, the last thing that I want to share in the N64 release is, during the ending cutscene, if you plug a second controller into the Player 2 port and move the left stick, you can actually change the camera of the cutscene. Yeah, this is an in-engine cutscene, and you can just change the camera angle anytime you want using a second controller. Am I making you sick yet? Because I'm making myself sick. I love this. This is such an interesting idea, because originally Mario 64 was planned to be a multiplayer game. It was planned to have Luigi as a playable second character, and you were supposed to be able to go through the entire game cooperatively. And I'm legitimately surprised that Nintendo never explored that option in Mario 64 DS. I mean, think about it. It makes sense. The DS was such a monumental success, and they ported Mario 64 onto it and added additional characters. It would have made so much more sense to keep the multiplayer and actually implement that into Mario 64 DS, but who knows? Maybe the DS wasn't powerful enough. But this actually leads into... Oh, whoa, what was this over here? Oh, well, there's a weird graphical error with that little clip right there. You're probably not meant to do this because they removed the multiplayer, but I still love this. Oh, this cutscene's pre-rendered because I can't move the camera. But again, this is such an interesting detail, and I don't actually know if this part is still available in the Switch release. Admittedly, I have not attempted it. So if you are playing Mario 3D All-Stars, you might still be able to do this. But I figured, well, I know it's in the N64 version, so I still might as well show it off. And in fact, even during the staff credits, you can still move the camera. You can still move it. It's so cool. I love this. I love stuff like this. It's so good. But actually, this leads to the last thing that I want to discuss in Mario 64. The last thing I'd like to discuss is a rumor that circled around Mario 64 for a long time, and it wasn't until very recently, July of 2020, that this rumor was put to rest. The rumor is L is Real 2401. This is a rumor that often stated that if you collected 2,401 coins, which was every single coin in the game, you would be able to unlock Luigi and be able to play as him in Mario 64. Now, this wasn't too far-fetched, as Luigi was originally planned to be playable, and he was playable in Mario 64 DS. Because of the fact that I mentioned before that there was supposed to be multiplayer in Mario 64, Luigi was programmed in the game. He had his own voice clips, he had his own character model, he had everything. But nobody knew about this because Nintendo does not like to share development information on their games. It wasn't until a leaked beta of Mario 64 was released onto the internet, again in July of 2020, that people found this Luigi character model in Mario 64 and found his voice clips and realized this L is Real rumor was actually real. Luigi was in Mario 64. But I want to talk about L is Real specifically because this was a pretty big thing. I never believed it as growing up. I never believed it. I always thought it was really stupid. Like, why would Nintendo require you to collect every single coin in a Mario game? That's way too meticulous. There's no way. Even for completion standards, that's too far-fetched. But people held on to it. People kept thinking this stuff was real. Luigi had to be in the game somehow. And I always believed that, yeah, Luigi's in the game. Because due to information we knew online, that, yeah, Mario 64 was planned to have multiplayer. Miyamoto confirmed it in developer interviews. It's just people really wanted to have that closure of finding his character model and finding all this stuff, and it wasn't until that beta was leaked online that it became confirmed. Luigi was in fact in Mario 64. I just wanted to touch on that a little bit because it's fascinating to a lot of people. There are some people who find L is Real near and dear to their heart, even as much as Mario 64 itself. And because I showed off some of the hidden features that were created thanks to the multiplayer functionality, but were just never removed from the original game, I felt like it'd be important to talk about that a little bit. But with that being said, that's actually going to be it for today. That's everything that I wanted to cover in Super Mario 64. Again, as I mentioned in the previous episode during the ending of the gameplay, I love this game. I love Mario 64. It's very near and dear to my heart. I love it for everything about it. It's the first video game I ever played. It really is what sparked my love for video games, and I play it so often. I'm not exaggerating when I say I played this game at least 3 to 4 times a year. I love Mario 64 to death. I would speedrun it if I had the patience, but I don't, so I don't speedrun. But thank you all so much for watching this Let's Play. This was a ton of fun. I really enjoyed covering this game in the way that I did. And I hope you'll stick around for future Let's Plays. I gave a hint in my previous episode talking about my next Let's Play. And I'm going to give another hint as well. My previous hint was that this was going to be a game that would be small in scale in all areas, that being both in physical scale as well as gameplay-wise. And that's true. My second and final hint for what my next Let's Play is going to be is it does have some similarities to Mario. It has a similar creator. The main character, it looks similar to Mario. In fact, their name is pretty much just Mario's name, but they're a different character. And they're a character that I often feel like doesn't get as much appreciation as they should. But we'll be taking a look at their story in the next Let's Play. So, until then, I'll see you all later for a brand new project. Goodbye.